again, welcome back to Final Fantasy 16. When last we left off, I was doing a series of quests. Actually, I was doing side quests at some point, but because there was a lot of technical issues, I ended up having to cut a ton of them out. I ended up not just cutting those out, I took 3 different recording sessions and combined them into one episode. You'd never notice that, hopefully, but that's basically what happened. And there's nothing I can do about it. I fixed it the best I could, but now we have to go and talk to Otto to see what else he has in store for us, because whatever was happening is gonna be a lot of stuff happening, so we have to figure out what's going on. And it looks, is it just me or is the title screen slightly different? Anyway, without further ado, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, ring that bell if you want to see more, and let's continue with Final Fantasy 16. Let's head to Otto. I don't know why it says return to Hideaway when I'm already in the Hideaway. Ooh, let's talk to Jill.
I'd be happy to tell Otto everything that happened, but I know he appreciates it when you spare him the time.
Okay, well, yeah, okay.
Did you see that? Tell me you saw that.
Why is this person talking to me? Otto.
Was wondering when you turn up.
I've been here for a while now.
Friends thanking you for your timely intervention. How is it you always manage to arrive at just the right moment?
Magic.
Luck, I suppose. Any word on the rest of the realm?
Everything's falling apart.
Let's see. Storm's still crying out for mother crystals. The nations are still in chaos. And the skies are still the colour of a kick in the kidneys 2 days on. So...
Right.
You know what?
Clive,
The more I think about it, this
is
feels
gonna
like
happen.
in-game.
Well, not the bleeding skies part, but you take my point.
All this feels kind of like it's
Now's
in-game.
not the time to second guess yourself. Now's the time to visit the infirmary.
And by in-game, I usually mean like
Thank you.
third or,
Otto.
well, not third, more like 4th disc. Well, you know, I think it usually happens in the 3rd disc, but sometimes like 4th disc world-changing events. I think of
So it was not Sylvester,
Final Fantasy VIII.
but Olivier who served as Ultima's puppet. And when Dion learned of this, he sought to slay the fiend.
When the moon tier drops onto the planet and everything gets like
Only for
high-level
his father
enemies.
to take the spear that would have freed him. Enough to drive a man to madness.
Small wonder he hasn't stirred. I would be afraid to wake.
Is he alive? I assumed he was
Reached out
dead,
to him sooner,
but he
warned
did
him of
deserve
the
better
threat
still.
Ultima posed. But now, both an empire and her prince lie broken.
Joshua, what do you know of Ultima?
Very little, I'm afraid. Despite my best efforts. 18 years ago, as I lay buried beneath the rubble of Phoenix Gate, 'twas not death who came for me.
So Ultima's been inside of him this
And it
entire
was while
time.
in my rescuer's care, I first heard of Ultima. I've been chasing his shadow ever since. Ultima is driven by some deep, dark purpose, and for whatever
That's what it
reason,
comes off as,
it would
at
seem
least.
you are crucial to his designs. He will stop at nothing to have you, even if that means toppling an empire.
But why me? What possible use could I be to such a creature?
That is one of many answers that have eluded me. Yet, I am certain of this. It is not mere chance. You were chosen for a reason. All dominants carry within them the might of an icon. Nigh limitless power that is at once acutely limited. I wield fire, and only fire.
And I only ice.
But Clive is
8
extremely
wardens
unique.
for 8 elements.
I actually don't even
Gee.
understand his.
Clive,
You are different. You're special. Your abilities begin with the flames of Ifrit. But they do not end there. The fact Ifrit can even exist goes against everything we thought we knew of dominance. Perhaps Ultima has been waiting for one such as you, whose potential is truly limitless.
I've encountered that thing several times now. If it or he, as you say, needs me, why hasn't he claimed me as he did the boy?
Were I to hazard a guess, I'd say the two of you are somehow incompatible. His mind not properly attuned to your body.
His mind.
So,
Mind.
what does he
awareness,
need to
spirit, call it
do
what you
exactly?
wish. But I believe Ultima to be an embodiment of the concept.
Break his mind?
Is why I struggle and fail to contain him here inside me.
I'm sorry. Inside you?
With every setting sun, I feel my strength wane. And though the Phoenix's flames mend the prison I have made for Ultima, they do so at a cost. We must find a means to bring an end to him before I meet my own.
What were you thinking?
It was that or let him take Clive. And I've always had a soft spot for my brother.
But that doesn't mean you should sacrifice yourself to save me.
Joshua.
Clive, it's Gav.
Gavin?
There's an army of Akashic at the gates of Canver.
Guess our next destination would be Canver, unless, well, might have to take a detour if we end up finding side quests.
Well, what's the short of it?
I mean, come on, you know.
Told you.
Gotta do side
Capital of the
quests.
free cities is under siege by an army of monstrosities. The city guard are doing their best to stem the tide, but numbers ain't on their side.
What of Lord Byron and Mid? Were they able to escape?
No, but they're all right for now. They're hiding with Gav at midship.
We have to get them out of there.
And we shall. Otto, prepare a Stolas. Tell Gav to stay exactly where he is.
Understood.
Vivian, what's the swiftest route to the Free Cities?
That sounds like a question for the map. Look here. This road, through Tabor, should provide the least trouble.
Good.
What a coincidence. Tabor is exactly where I'm bound.
Joshua, bed is where you should be bound.
Yeah, they need to tie his ass down.
You don't think I told him the exact same thing?
Yeah, but we're
Were
gonna
Talia
tell
not
it
such
to
a
him
talented
harder.
healer, I would surely have been inclined to agree. But thanks to her ministrations, I feel I may safely rejoin my attendant, who was to wait for me in Tabor if we became separated.
All right.
It's kind of strange they
Travel
used
together.
this triumphant heroic music
If he stays close to me, he'll be fine.
during this moment. This isn't a very heroic or triumphant moment, though. I mean, I understand.
I'll look after him.
Yeah, I understand. We get to be with our brother first time in a long time, but he's not doing so well health-wise. It's nothing heroic to feel about this. Oh man. Oh look, side quests. Yeah, I think I'm gonna start off with some of these side quests. I kind of don't want to, but at the same time, I know I need to. Not just because of some of the stuff that you get for it is actually pretty useful, but also it is a nice distraction from all this stress of like having to deal with all these things, these chaotic things going on. So why not just do them? It's not gonna hurt anybody. It's not gonna hurt me at all. It's not gonna hurt anybody playing this. At least, you know, live in the world for a little bit longer than a few hours. Let's do this one over here. Actually, you know what? I think I saw. Yeah, I sure did. I saw this. Reading table. Okay, let's see this. See if I learned how to read yet. A humble request. Master Clive, I apologize for the sudden and untoward gesture. Circumstances have forced me to seek immediate aid, and there is none other than whom I may turn. Your most esteemed Lord Uncle has presented me with the task of most vexing, and I fear I'm wholly unable to perform to his faulted expectations, namely due to the marked lack of martial aptitude on my part. To wit, I am the manservant, not a mercenary. Well, he looks like a manservant. While I maintain the fitness ample to attend the needs of the manor, for the attending of bandits in back alleys, I am sorely ill-equipped. If it pleases you, my lord, prithee come and see me at Martha's Rest, where I shall proceed to explain my predicament in full. Okay, cool. That's not so bad, actually.
Wasn't that the name of my uncle's manservant? Why would he be at Martha's Rest?
Actually, yeah, that's a pretty good question. Yeah, we'll do that one in a bit. Once we head out. Well, maybe not once we head out, more like before we head out properly. Let's talk to this dude. Goats. Goatsy.
What am I gonna do?
Why do you sound like a giant baby?
Is everything alright, Goots? You seem more discomposed than usual.
Decomposed.
I don't know what that means, but I'm in a bit of a muddle.
I don't know what muddle means.
I think Nan might be in trouble, and she's...
It's alright.
Actually, I do, but...
There was a trader came by. One of our usuals, like... Said he'd heard some rotten rumours about her down Dallimil Way.
I'm sure.
Saying she's been selling to bandits and cutthroats and that. I mean, she's fond of a chance to make a coin or two, aye, but she'd never do business with baddies. Especially not the kind who go hurting people who haven't done out. I wanted to ask her about it myself, but I'm scared she'll give us a tongue lashing.
Then just ask her, who cares?
She'd never give your tongue a lashing, though.
You might want to
she?
reword that, buddy.
Don't
I'm
worry.
not afraid of no lashing.
I'll speak to her.
Actually, I kind of am, but
Thanks, Clive.
besides the point.
You'll let me know what she says, won't you?
No, I won't.
Of course. I'm sure it's all just a misunderstanding.
Actually, no, it is probably just a misunderstanding. I don't think it'll be that big of an issue.
Did you see the pair that got pulled?
Anyway, let me talk to Aaron. Let me go ahead and get
Lady
this out of the
Karen.
way.
How's business?
Not nearly as foul as the weather.
You're doing good trade then? Both in and out of the hideaway?
You're not very
Can't
good at this, are you?
Wait. What exactly are you getting at?
Not once in 5 long years do you pay my affairs half a care.
But here you are today, raking me over the coals like a bloody popoto.
Just asking. Out of interest.
You say that.
All right. I'm here because I was told that certain rumors have been circulating about you selling weapons to brigands.
Are you? And who was it who knows me so well as to tell tales of my evil exploits?
I didn't exactly hear firsthand. All I know is that someone in Dallimil has been spreading word to that effect.
And what? You believe it? You think I'm profiting off the blood of innocents, do you? Look, I've done things I'm not proud of. Might be there were a time when I turned a blind eye to the wretchedness of the world so I could line my pocket. But that woman is no more. And you'd know that if you'd ever paid the slightest slightest bit of notice.
You're right, Lady Karen. I apologize. It was wrong of me to doubt you.
No, it was.
Yeah, let's just take her word for it.
I reckon you've got better
we
things
should,
to do
but
than
still.
pointing your do-goody
She's been pretty
finger
good
at a
at
poor old woman.
doing her job, so.
Good day.
But still, I do find it kind of strange. They were just like, nah, I didn't do it. And it was like, okay, we're not gonna question it. I just find it funny. Hey, goats.
I spoke with Lady
goatsy.
Karen.
What did she say?
That the rumors were unfounded, and that I was a fool for thinking they might hold any truth, along with some other things that made her feelings clear. And while it sounds like she may have done things she regretted in her past, she says those days are behind her.
Oh, well, that's good.
Oh,
I
man.
knew Nan wasn't caught up in out bad. But why would people say she was?
Clearly to slander.
What did she ever do to them?
To
It's
slander
not
her.
Right.
No, it's not. But people do things for all sorts of reasons. Perhaps we'll never know.
Well, I'm going to find out. That trader,
yeah, you do that.
He said they were all talking about her in Dalamil.
You do that.
So that's where I'm going. I'll find someone who'll tell me. You'll see.
Are you sure that's wise? Whoever's spreading these rumors means Karen ill.
Oh, right. But that's why you'll be coming with me, isn't it, Clive?
I suppose it is.
By default, yeah, sure. I mean, I'm gonna end up having to do that anyway. Eventually.
It seems the hideaway's lost
blasted
its
book.
appetite.
Can you blame
Book.
me? With the
Molly.
scars they are?
Kitchen head. Okay.
Here, you put me in this
Look,
situation,
cookbook.
Clive. You can bloody well get me out of it. I need a hand with a recipe.
Are you sure it's me you're looking for? I'm not much of a cook.
I'm all the cook will be needing, thank you very much. What I want from you is a little of your time, all right? Oh, and perhaps your sword. You remember Ivan's stew, right? Well, despite the look of the thing and that awful stench, people wolf it
Oh
down.
yeah, that
So I thought I'd try making one
that
of these
weird thing.
supposed masterpieces
with the
myself.
eye. I think we
Had a peek
cooked
at
an
the book
eyeball,
and
or
gave it a go, but
we hunted
well,
an eye
It
creature.
wasn't as straightforward as you'd
I think.
hoped. Ivan had the same problem.
Yeah, but this is my blooming kitchen, and I will not be outdone.
We hunted
So if you
something.
don't want to be seen as playing favourites, I suggest you lend me a hand.
All right, yeah.
I've never been one to play favorites, Molly. And I would be only too happy to lend you a hand. So, what's on the menu this time?
A fried mortress of skyworm. That's one heck of a
Skyworm?
name, innit? Recipe seemed easy enough to an old hand like myself.
You mean
Thought
a
I'd
worm
followed it to a T.
or a wyvern?
Only, turns out skyworm livers and drake's mint are not what I thought they were. At least I hope they're not.
Skyward
given the rancid
liver.
mess they
That sounds
made.
like a wyvern.
Ivan said the recipes in the culinary pilgrimage date back centuries.
Wyvern part.
Who's to say the ingredients even exist anymore?
I don't know about the other one. It could be a plant.
That's a question for
That's
a
usually how
scholar,
these
wouldn't
goes.
say?
You hunt a
Perhaps you
monster
know
and
of one?
find a plant or something.
Kindly old fella who haunts the shelves, maybe?
Hippocrates,
Fine.
right?
I'll go and speak to Hippocrates. Perhaps he'll know something. And if he does, I'll see if I can find your ingredients for you.
You do that. Lest we forget, you've got a reputation to uphold.
Yeah, as the kitchen cook hand. I mean, come on, man. It has to be something related to a monster of sorts. Some kind of monster.
Is a storm coming?
Let's talk to this old dude first, and then we'll talk to that other person in the room.
Lawsman Hippocrates, I've come to pick your brain if you don't mind.
And by pick it, I mean
about the
slice your
book
head
you lent
open.
Ivan.
Talk to you about this.
Valisthea, a culinary pilgrimage, a classic. One of my favorites, in fact. The young man did a wonderful job with the Chance's stew. I do hope we shall be able to sample more such marvels in due course.
That's actually why I'm here. I don't suppose you know where I might find skyworm livers and drake's mint.
Ah, so the fabled Sandbricois delicacy is next on the menu. Delightful. The descriptions of fried mortress never failed to make
Sandbricois?
my mouth water.
Okay.
Now, Skyworm is a somewhat antiquated name for the wyvern. Their ground livers being the paste
Yeah, see,
from which
wyvern.
the mortress is made.
That's the only thing I know.
Dragon livers. How very Sambraquois.
One would have thought the disciples of Bahamut would have a touch more reverence for their icon's brethren, but apparently not. I believe the specific dragon the recipe demands is the blueback wyvern, said to be the very color of the sea beside which it resides.
How do you know it's a blue-black wyvern?
But what about the drake's mint?
Saint's bonnet in contemporary parlance.
Okay, yeah, see, it is a
which
plant.
grows along the North Reach coast.
An herb?
I gather that one can locate the cheerful yellow flowers by their heady scent alone, so I'm sure you'll have no trouble finding them. I may add that people once believed game was best served with the flora that sustained it in life, in which regard fried mortress of Skyworm is undoubtedly a typical dish of the time.
Meaning that if I find one, I find the other. To Northreach, then.
Best of luck, Clive. And do save me a bite once the dish is complete.
No, you don't have to ask me twice. Because I'm not touching it. Okay, lady. You're a tutor. Okay.
Sid, perhaps you can help me solve a mystery.
I can certainly try. Who's gone missing this time?
It's not who, but what. Mid's scales,
Maybe Mid
the
took
ones
them.
she made for her workshop. I borrowed them to teach the little ones about weight, and shortly after the lesson, well, they vanished. My first thought was that they'd taken them off somewhere to play, but when I asked, they swore they had nothing to do with their having disappeared. Which almost certainly means they had everything to do with it.
Well, my experience with kids,
Perhaps a visit
they
from
probably
Sid
broke
will
them.
jog their
They
memories.
probably broke the scale.
I think it just
And then
might.
try to hide it.
Thank you. I don't like to imagine that my pupils would lie to me. But if they have, I'll have no choice but to discipline them accordingly. They were in the atrium when I last saw them. As always.
I mean, that's just what comes to my mind. I've had too many experience with children to not know that they probably broke them. Let's talk to these rats.
Seems the hideaway.
Let's find them first, though. Wherever the atrium is, because I don't really remember. Just, oh, the atrium. You know what? Yeah. I didn't know that's what it was called, though. This is where it's where Mid does her. It's where her Mid's thing was. It's down there. I don't know. That's what this was called.
What do you reckon we should do?
I think you should confess. Oh, look. Scales. Apparently they didn't disappear.
Sid!
Hard at your studies, I see. And what is that?
Looks like a broken
It's not a set of
scale.
Scales, is it?
No. Of course it isn't.
Well, not anymore, it's not. Oh,
And just how long hasn't it been one?
we're sorry.
But we didn't break them. We dismembered them.
Just like Miss Mididol showed us.
Miss Mididol. And why would she have you dismembering her creations?
Because that's the only way to become a ninja-neer.
A ninja near.
Miss Mididol said, the best way I see how something worked is to take it apart and put it back together again.
It's called reverse engineering, but
Your work is
yeah.
already half done.
That's kind of how I learn how to do stuff. I reverse engineer it.
About that.
The taking apart was easy enough, but it's the putting back we can't work out.
Speak for yourself. The heavy thing goes at the bottom. Then...
You three need to learn to take responsibility for your actions. So let's have a look at these parts with fresh eyes, shall we?
Oh, do I have to put it back together? See, I was hoping he was just gonna force them to do it themselves. Okay, well.
All right. Everything here was once part of Miss Midadol's scales. Every piece has its own role to play, and each is just as important as the others. If even one of them is missing, the scales won't work. So let's think about what those roles might be. You already know one of the pieces, the body. Its role is to support everything else. But what of the others?
I wish I knew anything about scales. What? The gear?
This tiny piece is what's called a cogwheel, or gear. Have you ever seen one before?
I have. Miss Midadol's dungeon is full of them. Most are on the floor.
She puts them in all her inventions. They spin round and round and round and round and...
That's right. They're very useful when you want to make things move. Do you remember if there was anything on the scales that moved?
I remember the arm moved when I tried weighing an apple. And then somebody ate it.
It's not my fault. You shouldn't have tried weighing it before lunch.
We know what part's supposed to move and how it's supposed to move. So, let's put the pieces together first, see what doesn't move, and then stick the cogwheel to that.
Not a bad idea. You see, it's not so difficult.
Okay, well, let's talk about the arms now.
Arm. Why do you suppose that is? It doesn't look much like an arm.
You're right. It looks more like a wing. Like a chocobo wing!
You've ridden a chocobo before, haven't you, Sid? Will you teach me to ride one day?
No.
I'll think about it. Now, what do arms do?
Focus on
Hold things.
the task at hand.
Maybe this arm
Fixing
holds
something
things too.
you broke.
Good thinking. You're on the right track.
The pans.
These round parts are called the pans. You all know what a pan is, don't you?
I do. Molly uses them in the kitchens to fry bangers. But these aren't for frying bangers, you idiot. They're for weighing stuff. But what if I wanted to weigh Goots? I don't think he'd fit on that little thing.
Probably not.
What are the chains for? Holding the pans up?
Well spotted. Which means something must hold the chains up in turn.
Well,
so,
duh.
now that
The
we've taken
arms.
stock of the parts and learned what they do, what do you think?
I think we've got it.
Then here's what we'll do. You tell me what goes where, and I'll put the scales together.
Well, obviously you need to start with the body. All the other pieces fit onto it, don't they?
And the arms go on the body, just like real arms. Or wings, if you're a chocobo. And then the arms hold the pans by the chains.
Very good. Let's see if that works. There. All finished.
I mean, this scale doesn't seem that particularly difficult to put together. I don't know why they couldn't do
We
it.
did it.
Well, with Sid's help.
Oh, I just put the pieces together. It was you three engineers who showed me how.
There's like a piece missing.
That's right. We're Miss Midadol's hairs.
Her hairs?
Yeah, hairs for the future. She's showing us her secrets now, so we can help out the hideaway when we're older.
Heirs.
What do you think, Sid? Are we almost ready?
With a little more help from Miss Midadol and Miss Shirley, I'd say it won't be long at all.
You hear that? It won't be long.
Until then, though, do try to be honest with Miss Shirley.
He left a piece on the table. I think it's missing a piece.
Look, we never used the cogwheel.
You don't think Sid forgot about it, do you?
Uh-oh. Either he did that on purpose or... or he left it out by accident. let's talk to this lady. Let's go ahead and get her
Did you see that?
thing out of the way, and then we'll move on to the next section, or the next quest, as it were. 'Cause then at least we can get that out of the way. I kind of do want to run around with Joshua for a bit.
Is a storm coming, Sid? Will there be...
Well, did you solve the mystery?
It was as you thought. The children had the scales, or the parts of them at least. They
And they
dismantled
would have
them to
gotten
see
away
how
with
they
it, and
worked.
wasn't for us meddling kids.
Oh, no, Mid will have my head.
Thankfully, she won't. This might even have been her idea. Although I was the one who ended up teaching the lesson.
I'm so sorry, Sid. I know how busy you are. I shall see that the children are properly punished.
Please, there's no need.
Beaten.
It seems to have taken the three of them under her wing. She's even calling them her heirs. She'd have them follow in her footsteps. And her father's.
I see. Sid, do you know why Mid has been spending so much time at the hideaway of late?
She told me it was because her studies have been interrupted by events in Canva. Is that not true?
No, it isn't. The university offered her a commission. In exchange for full tuition, room and board, they asked her to oversee the design of several new war engines. To anyone else it would be an opportunity, but to Mid, who lost both her parents to war, it was a bitter pill. One she was none too keen to swallow. But that should come as no surprise. She's only ever cared about bringing people hope. The very last thing war can be said to do.
Which explains her heirs. She's working to give them a better life. And so should I. What's the odd engineering lesson?
Ah, you've given them far more than that. And I'm sure they're very grateful.
Also giving them wrong information. I'm pretty sure he didn't build that thing correctly, but you know, who knows. I can only assume he didn't build it right. But whatever.
It seems the hideaway has lost its appetite. Can you blame them with the skies as they
Let's go ahead and go to Martha's Rest. Might be worth checking out. Oh, you know what? I don't think I can. This will probably end up opening up all these other areas anyway, so we should be doing pretty good. So let's go to whatever echoes. Central Dalmekia. I don't think we've been here, or maybe we have. Cloak Dagger.
It's like a dream. The four of us out walking like we used to.
Enjoying this, are you? Gav and the others could be in danger as we speak.
You're right. I'm sorry. Yote is a fine scout. If Canva was attacked, she will already have begun gathering information.
Tabor isn't far. We should pick up the pace.
Time to pet the doggo. Alrighty. Yeah. Let's make way for the next section. I do actually have to, you know what? I think this actually gives me, you know what? I might be able to do at least one of these quests. Who knows? It would be interesting if I could, but we'll see.
We can use the ruins to cross the ravine.
Assuming they would allow it, the Echoes have a will of their own.
Echoes? I have no idea what you're talking about, boy. Oh, is he talking about these monsters? These, yeah, these things. Oh, God. Oh, that wasn't so bad. I thought that was going to be way worse. Alright, let's go this way. I guess this is the way I'm supposed to go. There's more of those things.
Don't let them surround you.
Ah, that wasn't so bad. Actually, you know, most of these fights aren't going to be too bad now that I think about it. I think I've gained a few levels. Yeah, I'm on level 40.
Tell us about Yote, Joshua.
She's strong-willed, loyal, and deadly with a blade. Much like Clive, but with better manners. Very well.
Come on. Actually, didn't even do that. It's kind of strange we don't get ice abilities. We get all these other abilities, but not the ice ones. They mostly just stay with her. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I just find it kind of strange. So strange. I don't think I want to talk to that guy because I doubt he'll say anything important. But this, however, might be interesting. Wounded Republic. I think I said Republic Scout, but
You're injured.
I misread that.
What happened here? Where are your comrades?
Ether flood up ahead. It swallowed our camp while we slept. My own men did this. Turned every last one of them.
He was the only survivor, huh?
There's a village not far from here. Tabor.
Okay, well, we're heading there anyway, so yeah, it's probably a good thing that I did this. I wouldn't be surprised if this gets locked out for whatever reason, because we didn't do it. We moved on with the story.
We can't let those monsters reach the...
I'll go. You catch your breath.
Thank you.
You know, we have potions. We can just give him a potion to help with his healing.
Just off the track.
I'm just saying.
They must not reach Tabor. Forgive me, Lord Kuka.
Rest well, soldier.
Well, shit.
You said the encampment was close. Let's hope the Akashic are still there.
No, this should be still there. I think I can see them right here.
Another ether flood. They're everywhere now.
We can't go round it.
Then we'll just have to be careful.
Yeah, that is it. And I was like, The encampment is right here. There's some blood. Oh.
I got here in time.
Yeah. Ah, stupid chicken pecked me in the back of the head. Oh God. This will teach you to peck someone in the back of the head. Well, I didn't think this was going to be a particularly difficult encounter, but still kind of sucks that all this stuff is happening.
Is someone there? Please, I can't move my leg.
That doesn't sound like an Akashic.
I mean, yeah, of course it's not an Akashic. He's talking. Where the hell is he? Is he over here? He's like behind some of these rocks somewhere. Yeah, where the hell is he? It's like somewhere here. There it is. It's like, Jesus Christ, it was hard to find. Dying Republican soldier. That's what it is.
Italian.
Soldier. Same thing.
I am. I heard the fighting. Are the others?
Yeah, they're all dead. We slaughtered them.
One of your brothers in arms told me what happened and asked for help.
Another survivor. Where is he?
Well, he was a survivor, and then he didn't survive.
Too deep.
He was right to send you. Those things you slew are no longer my brothers. Tabor is safe thanks to you. Here, you've earned it.
Yes, but at what cost? A meteorite.
You seem familiar. Have we met?
Probably not, no.
You must have me confused with someone else.
I'm just a passing individual.
That scar.
Son of a whore. You're Sid. I was there in Cosnis when you killed my brothers. I was there in Rosalith when you killed my commander.
My war with Hugo Kupka is over. I bear no ill will toward those who followed him.
And what of my ill will? Coward! Draw your steel. Lord Kupka shall be avenged!
When your wounds have healed and your head has cooled, come and find me if you must. Though I hazard your life would be better spent in service of those who need it. Or have you forgotten your oath to the Republic?
Yeah, I don't think
My
his...
oath? What would you know of oaths?
I know how hard they are to keep. Which is why I'm giving you the chance to keep yours.
No. I won't be deceived. Lord Kupka told us of your crimes. You are an outlaw. A murderer, not some...
Man. Like you or anyone else.
I am nothing like you. But if you're not gonna kill me, then go. Leave! Just know that I will find you, Sid. Someday.
Some gratitude. Ooh. Aha. Well, I am very grateful. Alright, let's kind of move on from here. There's no point in being back in this area considering our quest giver is dead. Doesn't happen too often, but it happened. Oh, I was like, what is that? It's just random animals. Some wolves, I guess. What does Tabor look like anyway? Is it an actual town? Like an...
There.
Have you been to Tabor before?
There are a few places I haven't.
Okay, that didn't answer my question though. All you did was just tell me where you haven't been. Tabor, the Damakian Republic. I take it this is like just a town.
Where now, Joshua?
There is a residence just inside the city gates. She awaits us within.
It's a nice place. Actually kind of neat. Alright, let's head. Alright, yeah, let's go ahead and head here. Ooh. I completely forget that these things like light up anytime you activate a checkpoint of sorts. Basically what they are checkpoints.
My Lord Marquis, it is an honor. I am Yote, Knight of the Undying, charged with the protection of His Grace Joshua Rosfield, Keeper of the Flame of the Phoenix.
How did you not recognize her? Didn't they meet?
Sense now.
Would you care to elaborate?
I think they did. I think they met.
The Undying are loyal servants to the ducal throne. Or more specifically, to its heir. They have served our family for generations, albeit from the shadows.
Since their inception, they have been tasked with the preservation and enactment of the rites of ancestral communion. After the events at Phoenix Gate, it was the Undying who delivered me to safety. And since the day I left Rosaria, Yote has been my constant companion and protector. Without her sword, I would not have survived my journey across the realm.
Are they literally undying?
Lady Yote. You saved my brother. I owe you a debt I can never repay.
I but did my duty.
Oh no, I don't think they did, because whenever they reconnected... Okay, yeah, no. They didn't meet. I was very confused by that.
It is as you feared. The vessel we spied off the coast of the Crystalline Dominion on the night of her fall. It was the Einherjar. Beyond any doubt.
Einherjar?
The Black Galleon.
Joshua, The Einherja is the Royalists' flagship. What business would they have in the Dominion?
Upon learning of Waloed's involvement in recent events at Drake's Fang, I sensed the malign influence of Ultima, and bid Yote and the Undying look into the matter.
We have reason to believe that the Black Galleon weighed anchor shortly after the fighting began, and set a course due south.
For Canva. Then it is Waloeda knights who besiege the cities.
What is left of them, yes. And the Black Galleon sails at but one man's behest.
Barnabas
Tharm.
Meanwhile, the Agora, the free cities of Canver.
But are we truly safe here in the Agora?
The city guard
Agora?
have been paid, if that's what you're implying.
I pronounced it Agora, but okay, Agora.
Well, you are free to leave, Lord Minister.
Bunch of old dudes
Markets abandoned,
arguing.
warehouses aflame, blackened hulls choking every port in the capital. Canva is ruined.
The realm teeters on the brink of chaos, and all you can think about is commerce.
I mean, that is pretty important if you think about it.
Not aware Dalmekia now subsisted on charity.
Hmm.
Dare you?
Oh, great.
Distinguished members of the Council, you must forgive His Majesty this intrusion.
What is the meaning of this?
A trifle crowded, but I fear it will have to serve, my liege.
That guy gives off really weird Kuja vibes.
My colleagues, do you not see? The king! He has come to save us from the Akashic.
I really doubt that.
He is a gift from the heavens, divine intervention, our very salvation.
And of course, if it is compensation he requires, we would be most willing to negotiate a fair price for services rendered.
Fools! Your ignorance unbecomes you.
Your Majesty, correct me if I'm wrong, but I would swear that the fiends washing the cobbles of Canva with the blood of her citizens wear the colors of Waloed. Ha! So you do not deny it. Guards, fetter them, and see our guests to the dungeons!
Enough.
Pathetic creatures.
Odin is extremely dangerous.
But you should imagine yourselves worthy of salvation. The girl is still here, somewhere in the city. Her consciousness fair dripping with her late father's hubris. A consciousness to which Mythos is inextricably bound and inexorably drawn. See that he is made welcome.
Yes, Your Majesty.
Come, Mythos. Surely the prince's light cannot have sated you.
Yeah.
So then.
But like I said,
how long has Waloed been under Ultima's control?
Odin is extremely dangerous.
Based on what we know of Barnabas's actions, I would guess some few years, mayhap more.
But to what end? What does Ultima want?
The
Meet
tapestry.
those.
Show them.
We just talked about this earlier. Ultima wants his body, but like how? As to how, I have no idea.
Phoenix Gate, Drake's breath, and now here. But what is it?
It is old, ancient even. Naught remains of the faith it represents, save what can be gleaned from the image itself. None could tell me what the one in the apothecary meant, even the Undying. But I believe it may be the key to discerning Ultima's purpose. That figure in the center, the one beneath whom the icons congregate, that I believe to be Ultima. He is a god, or at least godlike, his very existence beyond our ken. The icons, and by extension their dominants, are meant to be his subjects, and while some, like Barnabas, have accepted this role, others have rejected it. Like you, Clive, which is rather inconvenient, as it appears he needs you most of all. And gods don't like to be disobeyed.
No, I don't suppose they do.
Clive, may I tell Yote of the lake?
By all means.
The lake? What the heck is she talking about?
I will be accompanying my brother to the Free Cities. Whilst we are afield, I would have you watch over those Clive has made his wards. Umielos delan tuisag ilith. Though well concealed, the hideaway lacks trained fighters to defend its occupants should they be discovered.
But it is my duty to...
As it has ever been my brother's duty, remember.
If that is your wish, Your Grace. But please be safe. If aught were to befall you,
You have my word.
Farewell, my lord, my lady.
We are in your debt, Yote.
Let's find our friends.
That's the Ultima I remember from like 12 and stuff like that. Cause I've always liked that version of Ultima. I always thought that was.
Plain she cares for you very deeply.
And I her, which is why I had to let her go.
Well, that's gonna be it for today. I didn't really get anything done, but I did do enough to get the rest of the game, or the rest of this particular quest involving the cities of Canver to move forward. And I sound confused. I'm not actually confused. I'm just throwing out the first thing that comes to mind whenever I see or hear certain things, because it does seem like Ultima is just trying to get to Clive currently, and it's really strange how Clive is very confused after we just had that talk with Joshua. But I know he's probably just talking about what is Ultima doing right now, like what is his goal right now. He knows his ultimate goal is to get to Clive, but as for now, why is he going around screwing with all these other things? But I digress. With that said, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that bell if you want to see more, and I will see you in the next episode of Final Fantasy 16. Later.